All right, yesterday we did the elimination method. And when you did the riddle, there were a couple of questions that were kind of weird, and you need to understand what to do. I'm going to do a couple like what you see and what it means. What does that mean? All right. The weird ones are when you have no solution or infinite solutions. That says no solution versus infinite solution. Now, when does that happen? When do you see one of these two weird things happen? Well, it happens when all the variables cancel. I've got two examples here where all the variables are going to cancel, and you're going to see what happens. Now, what was the key word from the elimination method? Let me try to remind you. When you do the elimination method, you need to make what goes in that blank. You need to make, hopefully you remember, you need to make opposites. All right, so I worked with you yesterday. You can choose which letter you want to make opposites with. You can make opposite with the X's, or you can make opposites with the Y's. Well, I'm going to make opposites with the X's on this one. If you count by fives and you count by tens, what's the first number they're going to have in common? Well, they're going to have 10 in common. So I'm going to turn both of these into tens. This one's already a 10, so I don't have to do anything with it. But I need to turn this into a negative 10. And remember, you wrap the whole equation, right? What you're going to multiply by out here. Now remember, 2 is not enough. 2 is going to turn that 5 into a 10, and 10 is not the opposite of 10. This needs to be a negative 10. So I'm going to multiply by negative 2. All right, let's write down that equation. Multiply everything by negative 2. You should try to do that yourself, but you get negative 10x plus 4y equals negative 16. The second equation, I already have a 10. We don't have to do anything to that one, so just write that one down the way you see it. All right, once you have opposites, you add straight down. But look, you've got opposites on the x's and you have opposites on the y's. They're both going to cancel. When they both cancel, the only thing that's left is 0. Bring down your equals. Negative 16 plus 15 is negative 1. Now you need to look at that. Is that a true statement? Is that true or false? Is 0 equal to negative 1? Hopefully you said that's false. If you get a false statement, two numbers that are not equal to each other, the answer is no solution. So that one was no solution. Let's take a look at one more. All right. Again, I'm going to pick the x's on this one. If I can turn this into a positive 6, that'll be the opposite of negative 6. So I only need to multiply the top equation by 2. I already have a negative down here. I don't need to turn that into negative 6. So let's multiply that equation by 2. I'm going to get 6x minus 10y equals 4. The bottom equation stays the same. Negative 6x plus 10y equals negative 4. That's going to stay the same. Now, again, I've got opposites on both variables. The x is going to cancel and the y is going to cancel. So that's going to be 0. But what's 4 minus 4? That's also 0. This is a true statement. When the answer is true, when you have the same thing on both sides, that answer is infinite solutions. So hopefully you see the difference between infinite solutions and no solution. No solution, you have a false statement, but infinite solutions, you have a true statement. This doesn't happen very often, but when both variables cancel, you should know what to write.